Well, hello everyone, and welcome back after a somewhat of a delay to the NASCAR Excel Energy Cup Series. We are here in the sunny skies of California, near Los Angeles, for the running of the Gap 400 here at the Ontario Motor Speedway. Your field of 40 here, we'll take a look at that. Click on NR. This is going beautiful already. On pole, the number 6 of Dylan Jacobs, and his teammate to his outside, Nick Bergwald. So, Urban Stewart Motorsports is starting to have good start to this race already. Done locking out the front row. Zachary Fitzwater in third. Jari Matti Happelin in fourth. Brady Burkhart in sixth. Patrick Smith, last week's winner, after a wild Phoenix race. He starts fifth. Matthew Town, Dragos King, those are two Dodges. And then Austin Delgado, his home track, he starts 10th. And he was probably one of the best drivers in the looking for the win, I should say, as this commentary is just falling apart already. But can't fix it. It's streamed, so I can't start the recording over. So Delgado, he was in the hot seat at Phoenix, but then blew his engine with about 10 laps left in that race. So he did not get the win. It went to Patrick Smith, James Buescher on his inside. Go by the rest of the starting lineup here. See where your favorite driver is starting off for this 50-lap event around this 2.5-mile oval. There's Jacob Rose's new scheme. 9 degrees of banking, a track similar to the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the sense of its layout, but nonetheless, it is still very exciting. Get the command and watch them roll off to the green here in the Gap 400. Guess we don't have a command, it looks like. Pit stops aren't 2 times wear, so don't know how much they're going to come down. I wasn't able to get much of a test race in, as been on a time crunch, and that's why this commentary at the start really gave up, so my definite apologies. Folks looking for a turnaround race, Dylan Jacobs, Jari Matti Happelin, and 2 these guys in the front. Matthew Town as well, far down in points, but the pace car Pontiac pulls down pit road. 50 laps of racing are set to be underway. Here's the Gap 400 takes the green flag in California. And already guys jumping out aggressively early on, a 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide back here. Thought about it, but Delgado fell back into the second line of 3 wide and did not make it 4 wide, thankfully. Don't think they'll be able to hold 4 wide around here, as Burkhart and Smith bouncing off one another down the straight. Corner exit. As we get a flyby, but up at the front already, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., the Australian, making a move underneath Dylan Jacobs for the race lead. Side by side, as now Happelin's made his way to the inside, now getting past Bergwald, as King forced up 3 wide. He's going to drop back a little bit up high, but this pack is very packed of cars, especially early on. No one, thankfully, making it 4 wide into the corner just yet. They can't hold it 4 wide, but they can hold it 3 wide like we've seen. Nick Bergwald trying to push his teammate of Dylan Jacobs on the high side, trying to work together. Can't make it happen. The inside's where you need to be, especially through turn number 2. But Fitzwater doesn't have the car on the straightaways to really make up for it. Now Patrick Smith's going to get behind a fellow Mazda of Jari Matti Happelinen. Looks like the 2 inside and outside lines here, they're fairly evenly matched, as Jacobs on the outside through 3. He had a good turn 3, and he's going to clear back into the lead. Dylan Jacobs, the Taco John's Chevrolet Camaro, out to an early lead. Lap 3, and already a little bit of a gap from 10th back to 11th. And 11th back to 12th, actually, as Julio Caesar's in no man's land currently, but don't want to look too far away from the front battle. As Happalainen and Bergwald still side by side. Bergwald had the first ever major heartbreak of the series, you could say, after losing the ice ball in the final laps, racing back to the line for late caution due to Eric Darnell. But 3 wide back here. Brady being forced up by Dragos King, who's making the middle work. So the second highest running Dodge title, that's being fought for between the 35 and the 15, but Brady currently is the highest Toyota. And do we have all 5 manufacturers in the top 10? We do not, as no Fords. Another big group of guys just brought up back to the field. Guys like Delgado, Jefferson, Logan Cloud, who's having a very poor season. He's been like 36th or 35th in points. And under quiet performer Brandon Morris, he was only up there at Phoenix, but due to the pitch strategy. But we got to move for the lead. Fitzwater underneath Jacobs. Wilson Security versus Taco John's. Two Red Hoods battling it out here at the front. And 2 majorly blue cars here as well now. 3 and 4. Patrick Smith going to try and move underneath the 27. 3 wide. Bergwald clears Happalainen. It was close between Jari Matti and Patrick, but Patrick backed off. Can he do anything into turn 2? It's not really a passing zone, and not going to do anything there. Already 2 seconds separates the leader and 10th place of Austin Delgado. But looking back, a lot of this field is still in a group. Kev Shearer nearly being taken 3 wide. A lot of these guys here midfield still racing hard and not really separating, but Noah Breeze sort of accustomed to this season, running around in the back, and Ray Fisher doesn't look like he'll be able to do anything after his strong run at Phoenix. He's already back here and might fall to last as well. Oh man! Bergwald nearly put Happalainen below the apron. That was a little bit hairy, but Jari has a huge head of steam. He's going to go up in a second. Bergwald tried to throw the block, couldn't do it, and now can Nick fight back on the inside as Fitzy gets forced up high. James Busher being pushed by the Toyota of Brady Burkhart now. That could have been disaster for the front half of the field, but all this battling is just allowing Dylan Jacobs to pull further and further away. Similar to the old Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the apron does not have sort of a grass in between it, so drivers, it's not a preferred line, but drivers still can go down there. The series does not have sort of a double yellow line like the real double yellow line rule like the real life NASCAR series does. And Patrick Smith got a little loose into turn number 2, nearly came back down into Brady Burkhart. Was able to save it, however. Not going to help him any. He's on the outside. Julio Caesar and Jay Jefferson trying to crack into the top 10 here as Jari Matti starting to close in on the 6 of Jacobs. Go on board the driver of the 27. Into turn 2, somewhere where we don't see a lot of passes. Pressure Jacobs into a move on the outside, but couldn't get the run through the corner on the low line. Gonna lose some time down the straightaway, so Happalainen's charge looks like it's not gonna pay off, especially because he's got a car to the inside of him. It's Zachary Fitzwater. Urban Stewart Motorsports, they are having a turnaround race. All 3 of their Camaros are in the top 10, but Noah Robb, the technical alliance between USM and Team Vegas. Rob back in 26. He's not having the best of days. So we look at second half of the field. We got some big contenders back here. Robbie Webb, 5th in points. He's got 2 wins on the season. Antoine Smith, he's got a win. Matthew Eves has a win. Austin Terrio has 2 wins. Nick Perez is up there in points. Darnell's high in points as well. So some heavy hitters to the back of the field. But Dylan Jacobs still has the lead. Fitzwater back underneath Happalainen. So 2 of the international drivers in the field running 2nd and 3rd. But 2 Americans 1st and 4th. And representing the American manufacturer, Chevrolet. Top 4 have definitely broken away, as you see James Busher here in 5th, fighting off Patrick Smith, trying to hold back Brady Burkhart, Dragos King, and others, as coming into the top 10 now, Jay Jefferson, if he can clear this 39 of Austin Delgado. This is technically Austin's home track as California Speedway, the finale race of the year, as we got a pass for the lead. Happalainen looks like he's going to have the run this time through 1 and 2, and it's going to clear Dylan Jacobs. The 6 has been dethroned. Like I was saying, Austin Delgado, this is his home track, as Fontana, the season finale track and home of the Butterball Classic. If you watch that, I recommend watching that track. That race, I should say. It was very exciting. The heats, the last chance, and the main all were pretty exciting to commentate and watch. Fontana's about 10 minutes east of the speedway, I should say, so Austin Delgado, California native, this track is closer to his residency. So it does mean a lot for him to be running up here competitively. JJ Motorsports as well having a good race. 2 of their Toyotas are in the top 10. But where's Brandon Morris? He's still in the top 20. He's 18, so he's having a good race going for him. Down the back straightaway they come. We're going to get some visor cam laps with our visor cam driver. Your pole sitter, Dylan Jacobs here. You won't miss a beat of the action here, so you listen into the in-car audio. Whoa, Fitzy. I saw that message in chat. That's pretty big, honestly. It's a little fourth wall break, but it's a quiet period. Jacob's been able to close the gap here on Fitzwater, as we'll head back in a normal commentary, but he's top 4 sort of in like a pack racing tandem. Now Jacob jumps out. Will his teammate follow him on the inside? Surprisingly, no, as Jacobs actually lost time on the straightaway, and Bergwald was able to get even with his teammate. Very interesting here with the draft patterns of the Speedway, probably because that 8 had the draft of the 59s. That's not going to help them any, as now Fitzwater and Happalainen are going to be able to pull away in their respective cars. Looking back, still sort of in a 2-car tandem as well, is 031 and the 01 and the 35. The outside is definitely not going to be where you want to be, as King nearly put a nose underneath the 01. Try not to turn him there, Dragos. They keep it clean, as Delgado now up to 9th. We got to move for the lead. Zachary Fitzwater, can he do anything? There's Happalainen able to clear. They're side by side through the chute here between 1 and 2, and Happalainen actually has cleared him, and now Jacob's able to run up on these guys running side by side. Will we see a move out of Dylan for second? I do have to say that 27 has an amazing car through turn number 2. He's able to take the lead there and was able to hold off Fitzy there as well. Bergwald, is he fixing a move on his teammate? Be tough to see, but Bergwald is higher in points. But good result for the team is all that really matters. For Keith Urban and Tony Stewart, the bosses of Urban Stewart Motorsports. Fitzwater now underneath half a line, and an earlier move than last time will be able to pay off. You carry more speed on the higher line. Watching and waiting, the 27 clears once again, but that's not going to do any good for Dylan as he gets pushed up high, and all his teammates stay under him. And once again, the Urban Stewart teammates here running side by side is going to drop them back a tiny bit from the 2 leaders as Brady Burkhardt has solidly fallen into 5th, Patrick Smith 6th, James Busher 7th, Dragos King 8th, Austin Delgado 9th, Jay Jefferson 10th, Julio Caesar 11th, Logan Cloud 12th, and Matthew Town 13th. TJ Hanley had a very quiet season, no wins, but has been very consistent, and now running in 16th, it's going to still do him good, the position he's running. He is your points leader. Yes, even with no wins, Hanley has the points lead, and another guy doing very well in points, quietly, is Cody Savage, the 0-2, even though he had a pretty rough accident at Phoenix. That dropped him down a little bit, but he's in the top 20 of points, maybe even top 10. It's now King with a look underneath Busher. Continue our way back through the field here as most of the pack has, excuse me, but most of the pack has single filed out. You're going to have to get back to about 25th. Taylor Frino going underneath Logan Bradley. Robbie Webb, a tough day, a day he does not need in points. He's in 28th. But it's a solid gap between Tib Foster back to Eric Darnell. Nick Perez, Hector Carneras, 2 Mazdas back here as well. So Hills Racing and Chang Racing completely in this pack. 14-41 on Chang. 45, 42, and 34 in this group. How many people do we have in stream tonight? That's something I'd like to know as we're about 20 minutes into this race. Not even halfway. So it looks like we're in it for a long one. But the last 3 cars on track, what are these guys doing? It's Carlone, Fisher, and Rose. They are 3 wide, and all they're doing is losing time to the back half of the field with the Breeze Power Sport Racing team of Ryan Preece and Noah Breeze basically bringing up the rear of like the 2nd or 3rd pack, you could say. And then you just have this group way off the pace and running 3 wide, basically just hurting themselves as Fitzwater and Happline and continuing to pull away, but oh man, Fitzy said, "You're not going to block me this time." Just barely tapped the quarter panel of the 27, and it's going to take the lead. Fitzwater Australia Racing, and a huge run from Nick Bergwald. Big racing here at the front of the pack. Bergwald said, no, the 27 isn't blocking anymore. He's going to put the Urban Stewart guys to the inside as Jacobs goes high for some reason. And it's going to cause Happline to slot into 2nd anyways. Big gains. Fans are definitely get their money worth of action here today. Brady Burkhardt and Patrick Smith as well. 5th and 6th have closed in. It's going to be a 6-car battle for the top spot coming up. Ten viewers, I appreciate y'all coming out. Good to hear. Got a dislike, yeah, whatever. It's probably like some kid I know in real life. And yes, your Martinsville winner, Brady Burkhardt, is coming. You could say as the last 2 race winners, actually, the 0 and the 0-1 up here. But it looks like these guys might be settling down for a couple laps as they're pitting. Man, oh man. Did not expect that. I thought Burkhardt was going to run right into the back of Bergwald, but we have pit stops, and it looks like most of the field is coming down this time. As we go to pit lane 2. And yellow. Yellow's actually out. Uh-oh. Did these guys mess up coming on a pit road? Oh, car. Issues. That's Preston Emmons. Preston Emmons slow on track. Looks like he's the cause of the yellow as I can't get to his car. Oh, he's got big damage. Big damage to Preston Emmons. Eric Darnell, what's he doing? Darnell was just spun on the inside. There must be a full moon out, as there must have been a stack up coming onto pit road. First off, what happened to Eric Darnell down here? Take a look. Comes down. Whoa! I think that's just the AI. But let's even go further back. Let's see the actual cause of the caution now. Oh my goodness, death! A huge one. A massive group of cars running 3 and 4 wide. We're going to go back even further. So a tremendous pack of cars here. The guys on the inside are slowing down. They need to pit. Jay Jefferson comes in. I believe everybody that came down is safe. So Jay Jefferson, Logan Cloud, those guys are going to be safe here, as well as Antoine Smith. But Matthew Town comes down. A large group of cars here. I don't know when the camera's going to change. Here, Brandon Morris gets turned. Brandon Morris turns somebody. Who does he turn? I'm going to go back a little bit. So Dane Cruz is coming down the track. Dane Cruz is coming down the track. He's going to... Kev Shearer makes a hard turn trying to get to pit road. He's going to get hooked. He's going to get hooked by Brandon Morris and spins. Now, these guys are running slower than all the cars coming around. And they're going to get run into the back too. We're going to have another Phoenix situation. We're going to have another pile up on the main straightaway. Carneris hard into the inside wall. Foster and all these guys just get pushed. And oh my goodness, Teddy Kari has gone on a space shuttle mission. And we have officially had 3 flips in the same accident. And Kari rolls once again. We may have people going to the local hospital. We may see a sub-driver. Oh my goodness me. Is Priest gonna roll as well? Oh man, we almost had 4 flips in the same pile-up. Noah Breeze stuck in the fence. Holy moly. I need to pause the regular game. There are no fatalities. I refuse to have include fatalities. I can't believe the air of the 34. This is going to be best from a top-down view like we saw at Phoenix. So we'll analyze this once again. I don't know if Cruz was queuing to pit or not. But all these guys, because of the pit stops, they were slow. They were much slower than if we look back. They're running slower than those guys. So Shearer just turns down. Kev Shearer just caused this accident once again like we saw at Phoenix. Kev Shearer might get a suspension for this. He comes down right into Morris, spins the car, gets hit by Bilson. Morris, Dixon are going to survive this on the inside, looks like. So Robbie Webb comes in. Tib Foster nearly spins to avoid, but doesn't make it. Darnell and Cruz come in. All these guys are just spinning to avoid these cars basically stopped in the middle of the track. And then Kari comes in hard, gets lifted off, and then over the top of Shearer. Oh my goodness. Trey Fisher goes underneath the 80 and then goes driver door into Kari. This is just awful. This is going to be a good angle of it. I'm going to go back and get you a real-time angle of the accident. Oh, it was just the wrong cars just getting lifted off at the wrong time. And just, the physics of this game is just launched the 34. We're going to get a couple onboard looks, see to determine if we're going to have injuries or not in this one. Because this is just an awful, awful accident. First, we're going to go on board Kev Shearer here. You can see they're off the throttle as these guys come down. And then he just sees the 46 come down. And then, oh, he was coming down to pit road. It just came way too late. Oh, just out of nowhere that car got pushed over. That was very, very rough. But Shearer's able to drive away and look back. I don't believe he got hit in the door, really. Oh, spectator camera's going to be a rough angle from this, but we go to helicopter. Shearer is not going to be injured. He drove away, and as well, it just kind of just made it through there fairly easily. People are deleting each other's messages in chat. Now, another angle of this wreck. The next onboard will be from Teddy Kari, the driver that got the worst of it. Real time. Just got hit from behind, and that car just went skyward. And then he got hit driver's door, so it was a rough landing coming down. And then just got hurt. Teddy Kari is reported he has had to put the window net down, but is going to be lifted off to a local hospital as he's complaining of definite back injuries from that hard crash back to Earth, basically, you could say. We had 3 flips. I think the other one was Matthew? Yes. Let's go on board the 60. Again, they just all spun, and then everybody just chain reacting each other from the back. This just caused this horrible, horrible crash. I think the last angle from this, we're going to get 2 more angles. Ryan Preece, 66, and from the spectator shot. And then we'll rebound you back for the restart. So, from a long ways back, you're going to see the speed difference of Preece just coming into this wreck. Similar to Phoenix, what we saw. Basically, like, the term ARCA braking could be applied to this. He actually gets hit from behind. So who hit Priest from behind? Started all the way in the back, but actually, I need to get a quick freeze shot. That. Just look at that. 3 cars upside down, that 34 just flying, just terrible. Terrible, terrible crash. So who's behind Priest? I believe Noah Breeze is going to be the instigator of all this. Noah Breeze just... Priest actually spun on his own. Priest spun to avoid and just had nowhere to go. He spins the car to avoid these stalled cars and just doesn't make it, and then Breeze just chips the back of the 34 who's airborne and just sends him on a space shuttle mission. Breeze gets stuck in the fence, and Jacob Rose doesn't make it through because the track gets plugged up on the bottom. So yes, Teddy Kari has some serious back issues after that. He's definitely going to be out of the car for a couple races after that one. But now I think we're going to be able to, after all this, kind of catch you up. As we're going to have to unpause it. Unpause it here. We're going to catch it back up to what we've missed. So the lights are still on the same pace car. That's good. So after pit stops, Zachary Fitzwater is your leader. 27 of Jari Haapalainen is second. Dylan Jacobs third. Patrick Smith fourth. Now, because Nick Bergwall, James Buescher stayed out, and a bunch of other cars in this field, they stayed out, they got screwed. Dragos King, Logan Cloud, Matthew Town, Julio Caesar, Cody Savage, Antoine Smith, Jay Jefferson, Noah Breeze, Matthew Eves, Logan Bradley, Taylor Fry, Austin Terrio, Dominic Carlone, and Dominic Carlone in 17th. So 17 cars came down pit road that first lap before the yellow came out. And now the 0 of Brady Burkhart basically is 18th and basically out of contention for a win unless more craziness happens. Brady Burkhart is 18th, which Nick Bergwald, James Buescher, and Austin Delgado. So Urban Stewart Motorsports were going to be the team of the day, and now they're running. Now they have a car 19th and 21st. Delgado might end up still in 38th in points. There's Dane Cruz, who could have been the cause of this, and then Kev Shear's, like, arguably stupidity is what contributed to this, but I believe Dane's just innocent. He just had to check up because he was high, trying to let the pack go, and just wrong place at the wrong time, really. TJ Hanley, he's 23rd. He might relinquish the points lead as Nick Perez is pitting. Why is Nick Perez pitting? He may have an issue. There's Jacob Rosen's brand new scheme. It's got a little bit of front end damage. Nothing major. Still could affect him. Zachary Bilson without a front end. Hector Carneros doesn't look like much. Tim Foster's got damage to the back end. And then the 26, 24, and 20 as well have damage. Lights are out on the pace car here from Ontario. Gonna take a quick break commentary-wise, but you will still see the cars roll by under caution. As you do, because I can't edit a live stream, but we're not even halfway into this race, and this has already been going on for 30 minutes. Oh, man. Man, oh, man, I hope this finishes before I have to eat dinner. Looks like all the front runners before the first caution were having the fastest laps, and no one able to get underneath the 50-second mark. They're setting 49s in qualifying. Yes, I'll export the results, Austin. Ha ha ha. Hope y'all in chat are doing good tonight. I appreciate you coming out. Why did I make this race 15 laps and not 40? But we will have another pit stop before this race is over. I'm just now realizing. We're going to do something we saw at Las Vegas. A visor cam on board of the restart with Dylan Jacobs. I'll go silent and let you know on what happens. Oh man, Larry, I hate being sick too. I really haven't been sick this year. I'm definitely liking that. Anyways, back to green in the Gap 400 from Ontario Motor Speedway. Big move early on. Jacobs underneath the 27 of Haapalainen. Can he do anything with it? We're going to get right on board. Watch him work that wheel in the corners. The 27 had a poor start. That time as Patrick Smith nearly making it 3 wide into the corner, and where did he come from? Logan Cloud up here trying to get into the top 5. Pulling away now is the 59 of Zachary Fitzwater as the race roars back to life. You see the entire pack, a lot of guys in the back falling off due to their damage. Robbie Webb very off the pace, so I don't know what that's about. Smith now going to make it 3 wide. The 6 under 27 very close. They nearly touch. They keep it clean. Cody Savage with an aggressive line change back there in the chute. Low Logan Cloud forcing the issue underneath Smith. Backed out of it. Could have been bad as we see a flyby down the straight. This guy's going 198 into the corners. Julio Caesar really pushing Cloud up the track now. That's the wrong way for the cameras. Now I fixed myself. Zachary Fitzwater has opened up a half-second lead with all this battling going on. Jacobs and Happelainen, they might be in contention to break away from this hard-charging pack. And King now. King up into 5th. 4th, actually, my mistake. And Smith's down to 5th now as these guys 3x3x3. This could be disaster. You got guys like Nick Bergwald trying to make their positions back. Bradley very, very nearly clearing that 5 of Noah Robb. But now trying to work their way up in points. Matthew Eaves and Austin Terrio, Brady Berghardt as well. Nick Bergwald and Austin Delgado, the USM guys, they're trying to move back up as it's very close between the 39 and the 8. Fry now making it 3 wide. They can't make it 4 wide, and they know that. They just have to sit back and just deal with where they're running. It's the mental concentration of these guys here toward the back half is just incredible. Bergwald now going to try and get underneath Carlone as Jacobs, with all this battling in the back, Dylan Jacobs has just stolen 2nd back from Happelainen. I think they were side by side, but Yari couldn't do anything with it. He's going to lose a little time on the outside, make Jacobs clear for another half a lap. King running a little bit of lower line, trying to get some clean air, but the draft is where you want to be in the straights. Single file, and then you get the massive pack, which is starting to settle down. Bergwald and Delgado basically where they were, 19th and like 20th. Lap car, did you say? Yes, we do. Lap car, Nick Perez. He came down with issues, and this is going to hurt Zachary Fitzwater. Will Dylan Jacobs have the run now with Nick Perez holding up the field? Will lap cars play a factor like they did at Las Vegas? Perez with the mechanical issue. He's off the pace, but he's meeting minimum speed, so he's still out there. The Kit Kat 45, high up in points, not going to do anything. It's going to hurt Dragos King, who now, for some reason, jumped up high. And now Jacobs is clear of Happelainen, and these guys are going to be side by side. But Jacobs now is going to hunt down Fitzwater, so not good for Fitzwater, not good for Happelainen, but very good for Dylan Jacobs. We watch Nick Perez starting to fall through this field. Is he going to hurt the guys who are running two abreast farther down? As we come around lap 29 of 30 in the Gap 500. This has been a very, very long race, so I appreciate everybody in chat. Fall down. What is Perez doing? He's going to go down now to the inside line, the regular line with all these guys. Is he back up to speed? It's tough to tell. But hopefully he's back up to speed and not blocking guys out of quality positions. And it's a large gap back to Delgado, Bergwald, and Busher, guys that were running far up early on. Oh, Antoine Smith, Logan Bradley, they get close, but I have to give it credit for these guys keeping it majorly of the major amount of time. They're keeping it clean. Yes, blue flag for Nick Perez. Happelainen is able to close back up to the 6 and the 59. Robbie Webb, Preston Emmons. Those look to be the only lap car threats I see immediately, but Fitzwater now has his hands full once again with Jacobs and Happelainen, Patrick Smith in 3rd, Logan Cloud. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Patrick Smith in 4th, Logan Cloud in 5th, Julio Caesar 6th, and Perez is being inconsiderate once again. He's holding up Matthew Town now. He's going to have to block Cody Savage, and thankfully Perez might be done with these leaders as he's forced up 3 wide. No, Town for some reason gave him the space, And Matthew Town's going to screw himself over. Maybe a blue flag Perez, but Terrio doesn't have a ride. Terrio does have a ride, you know. But, yeah, Matthew Town's going to lose a ton of positions because of Nick Perez. Does Perez have something against the Dodges? He blocked Fitzwater, he blocked King, and now he's blocking Town, so Mazda and Dodge might be having a rivalry here soon. As this group of cars is not going to do them any good, but guys like Burkhart and Terrio, they're going to catch up to the back of this field, and as well as Austin Delgado, so good on them. But we look back up to the front of the field, a lot of battling here. Cloud and Caesar have caught the 0-1 of Patrick Smith, and now Cloud in the 4th, and Caesar is going to try and steal 5th. Jacobs pulling away from Hapline in a little bit. Yeah, I know you meant IRL. Chat's definitely a little bit wild tonight. But yes, I do have to credit the racing here. It is very, very good. And Zachary Fitzwater, he's loving it. He's able to pull away from these guys. But once they're single file, you got a group of 2 or 3 single file guys. They're going to eat away at the lead of Zachary Fitzwater. But Hapline doesn't want to race for the lead. He's mad at Dylan Jacobs for passing him early on at the restart. Now he's trying to get around the 6 before the 6 can take the lead from the 59. But he's going to have to take that soon because Jacobs looking racy on Fitzwater. Let's go on the visor cam. Yes, the draft is very, very strong. And we have some new fastest laps set after the restart, something we don't normally see in most of the other races. Give it to Logan Cloud, breaking the 50.2 barrier. Jacobs just putting the laps in, mirror driving and windshield driving. He's got to look at that 59, see what he does. He's got to see that 27 does as well. Smith now trying to get past Cloud, backs in line though as they try and hunt down the top 3, which is kind of broken away. There's Jay Jefferson kind of rounding out the top pack, but I don't know if he'll catch them or not. There's Logan Bradley and Cody Savage kind of running together. Matthew Town and Antoine Smith, the 2 other Cloud 9 cars. So if it's not Urban Stewart having the best team run so far this race, it's going to have to be Cloud 9 because they have a car in 4th and then 11th and 12th. Looking back, a lot of the field has settled down. Nick Perez, however, is able to race as well. He's a couple miles an hour off, but he's still proving that that car can race competitively, even though he's done nothing but hold up another dodge of Dane Cruz. So Nick Perez has a vengeance against the Dodges because he has blocked a total of 4 of them this cycle through the leaders. Jacob Rose having a very poor... He's having a very poor race, especially with this new scheme. Gabriel Durand, these guys all damaged, although Carneros does not have a lot of damage. It must be with the engine of that 42. So Hills Racing having an awful day because Kari is now transferring to being helicoptered to an LA hospital. 45's a lap down and the 42 has damage. So out of the race, Shear, Darnell, Matthew, Kari, Priest, Breeze, and Fisher. Pretty funny as we've seen a rivalry. Logan Cloud making some not nice comments about Jari-Matti Haapalainen on his driving in the series so far this season. So will the rivalry be settled here today in Ontario? We will see, but Jacobs just can't seem to get the run on Fitzwater yet. King has now caught the back of the front group, and Jefferson as well is catching what's about 2 seconds back to Bradley as these guys are going to form up to another pack soon. But was about 20 laps before the last set of pit stops. We might see those coming up here soon again. Single file, the 6 is close. Are we going to see a pass? We're going to see a move from Cloud on Happalainen, though. Here comes the Dodge on the Mazda, as Matthew Eves jumped out farther back, but at this stage of the race, it's draft or nothing. Cloud jumped back in line while he still could before he lost time, because Jari-Matti Happalainen has the car through 1 and 2. Dodge is running very strong in this race. They have 4 of their cars in the top 10. Chevy has 3. And then we have the Mazdas of the 2701 and that's it. And then the Chevys. Chevy, I guess, is doing good with the 6 and the 4, the 81. Cloud again gonna try it in the 1 and 2. This time he's gonna submit to it underneath the 27 of Happalainen. Another lap car. Robbie Webb. Robbie Webb's gonna play a factor into this now. Patrick Smith, is he gonna make it 3 wide on Cloud? He's gonna. It's gonna be 3 wide for third, and not the thing you want to be doing. Especially because it's just gonna allow the 6 and the 59 to pull out even further. They file back in, and now, out of all that, Julio Caesar's forced up high. Lapper, Robbie Webb. It's gonna be a lap or 2 before they catch them. Pit stops might come before that, though. Chase Jefferson's caught the front group, but it's kind of split in 2 now, so not much good on there. As Webb's closing. Before Webb affects this field even further, there's a move for 9th, a move for 11th. Austin Delgado hanging out in 16th. Nick Bergwald, he was like 4th. He's back to 20th. Tough day for Brandon Morris as well. TJ Hanley, James Busher, 2 guys high up in points. That's not what they need. And Zachary Bilson bringing it into the pits. Leader's able to hold back on Robbie Webb this time, but these guys are side by side, not too farther up. We might be having pit stops as well, because I think Fitzy ran a lower line through the corner. Are we seeing these guys come down? We do. Oh, stack up. This could be big. These guys are going to start stacking them up here. Or are you going to see another wreck? No, they've kept it clean so far, thankfully. I don't think we're going to see a huge stack-up wreck, but a move for the lead now as Fitzy pit. Logan Cloud trying to get a lap lead in this thing. Will he? Nah, he slots back in the line. Robbie Webb thankfully didn't affect all the guys coming down pit road. We'll see everyone coming down this time, as this could be issues, as now Happalainen's going to force Cloud another line higher. But nah, he does the smart thing. He knows that these guys have a little bit of beef between each other and says, I'm going to be nice to you. I'm going to let you have an inside line coming down. Do we have risk takers staying out? Robbie Webb, he's a lap down, but Brady Burkhart is going to stay out an extra lap, as well as the 39 of Delgado. As everyone else will keep it clean. Delgado now up into basically second this time through, as another guy staying out like, get to him there, Dane Cruz, Brandon Morris, and James Busher. So about 5 cars staying out the extra lap, as who led coming off pit road last time by? Not too many guys came down, and yes, it is Zachary Fitzwater. A large margin underneath the 4 and the 0-1. Good size gap back to Logan Bradley as well. Bergwald, you see the closing rate compared to the damage of the 20 to the undamaged 8. It's just massive. And these guys are running 3 wide, and these guys have to come down. So look out. Cruz with an aggressive pit road entry. Don't get busted for speeding, but Cruz came in very aggressively. Doesn't look like he gained or lost time anywhere, but looks like the guy leading. Oh man, Jake Jefferson watch coming out there. Nearly got into Matthew Eves. Logan Cloud has beaten Happalainen. And the 6 has decimated them. So the undercut has worked as Zachary Fitzwater has a huge gap over Nate Julio Caesar, Patrick Smith. And now it's Logan Bradley in 4th, Dylan Jacobs in 5th, Logan Cloud, Marty Happalainen, Dragos King, Matthew Eves, and Jay Jefferson is going to be in 10th. See where everybody else files out. Looks like not much changed except for the front group as... Geez, how much of a margin does Fitzwater have? It's solid. He at least has a couple second lead, and this might give him, what, like, race win 315 at this point? Probably. It's going to be his first ever in the Excel Energy Cup Series, but we saw what 3 cars did against 1 in the draft, and if these guys link up, they could catch the 59. There's still time. There's about 7-8 laps left in this thing. Dylan Jacobs, a lone duck. He's going to hope maybe to fall in with these guys and not lose too much time. The Gap 400 continues to wind down as these guys aren't going to do anything good to catch them, as now King and Happalainen try and pass each other as Eves is going to help the 35. The more black and like brown / gold cars working against the blue and gray. Yes, drafting is very, very important here. It's a 1 3/4 of a second lead. Yellow, yellow, yellow. We have a yellow. I don't even know what it's for. We're going to have our late race restart here. That's all I'm saying. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. has just been screwed. Gonna wait to see where the lights are off on the pace car. Where's the incident? Why is the yellow out? There's the caution. Nothing on track has warranted a yellow. Unless... I believe Preston Emmons may have lost some damage. Yeah, Preston Emmons lost some damage and it was in the racing line. Now, looks like Gabriel Duran riding the apron for some reason, but are we going to see any risk takers that come down pit road here? Yes, Preston Emmons. The piece of debris they're picking up on the backstretch is blue, so something from the rear end of Preston Emmons likely fell off, trying to ride around on high speeds. But yes, this is a very, very strange phantom caution, basically. You would say that. This came out for literally no reason. Well, Levi probably throws, like, the multiplayer at yellows, but this is a single-player race, so I can't throw out a yellow manually. Weird. Fitzy mentioned it in chat. He's won twice on Phantom Cautions. Will he get a third? But let's take a look at where everybody's sitting. Julio Caesar in 4th. He is last in points. He does not even have 1,000 points. He is about like 800 points off the leader. So this is going to be a massive turnaround. Patrick Smith is going to cash in with 2 heavy hitting points days in a row. Definitely going to help the 0-1. Logan Bradley, very quiet this season. He's 4th. Dylan Jacobs, one of the dominant cars all day with the 59 and the 27. He's up there in 5th, trying to get the win from the pole. Logan Cloud is far down in points, either 35th, 34th, or 36th, one of the three. I don't really remember. I'm a bad league owner. He's having a turnaround race for his team, up in 6th. Drago's King, a very quiet driver, had that amazing wreck avoidance and the Phoenix big one. He's 7th. Yarimati Hapalainen has fallen in points since about race 5. He's being helped with this run. Matthew Weaves cashing in points in 9th. Jake Jefferson, quiet performer today. He's 10th. Homestead winner Antoine Smith doing well on another big track. He's 11th. Terrio as well, helping him out in points. 12th. Noah Robb, Cody Savage, Dominic Carlone, the rest of your top 15. Brady Burkhart unable to rebound after his wrongly timed caution. It's hurt him, as well as the 39 of Austin Delgado. These two had strong cars today. Delgado back in 19th. Jacob Rose in his new scheme in 20th. TJ Hanley points leader 22nd. Nick Bergwald started outside pole. Was he outside pole or was he in the second row? I really don't remember, but he has had just a terrible, terrible end of his day, it looks like. Robbie Webb, a lap down. Wait a minute, I swear I turned double file restarts on. Why is the 20 not in line? That's why. It's 10 to go. There's no double file restarts with 10 laps to go left in the race. That's my bad. I forgot that rule. Brandon Morris having another bad luck day. Back in like 25th. There is Preston Emmons. If Fitzwater loses this race, fans will be rioting and burning their 24 merchandise for his part in the one dropping the debris that brought out the yellow. I'm going to take like a quick serious commentary break and like talk to chat while I try to recover my voice, because I'll probably be yelling these last couple laps. Because boy, I hope it's exciting. Oh yeah, Fitzwater. I mean, you could ride on Perez as well, but he really didn't play a factor, and he just held you up for a little bit, and then you were able to hold the lead anyways. Lights are out on the pace car. It's going to be a 3-lap shootout. Here in the Gap 400 at Ontario, excitement, fireworks are bound to be had. I-70 is terrible. Well, don't bring it back next season. Put it in Chicagoland instead, because I want to go there mainly in trucks, but what? Anyways, this is my league. I shouldn't be talking about other leagues in a broadcast, but actually, why don't I mention some of you guys' series? Because you guys deserve it. NASCAR Nut 55, Brandon Morris, the 55 in this series. He has a great league, the NSDCA. Sign up. Sign-ups are always open. Go sign up for that league. You really appreciate it. And you get to hang out with me more and stuff, because I know y'all love that. Araichio has a league on his channel as well, the Canadian Tire Racing Series, or whatever he's calling his new league, Season 2, whatever. He's got a modified series going on. It's pretty alright. I just won in that, so like, yeah. Why did I whisper there? I don't know. I'm very strange, but... Yes, Diego, we can figure out testing for league tracks, but I test these tracks like 10 minutes beforehand, going off what I remember from like July. 3 laps, KG, 3 laps. I didn't spoil the mod race. It was like 3 days ago. Goodness. Who wants to watch his content anyway? I'm joking. Alright, pace car's pulling off. Can Zachary Fitzwater win in the longest race in Xcel Energy Cup Series history? The green is back out. 3 more laps for the Australian in the Gap 400. I believe Caesar got a better restart, but Patrick Smith's going to get an even better one. He's going to prevent Caesar from passing the 59, and Smith now going to try and pass the 4, and this is going to do all all but hurt the 59, as now Fitzy is going to pull away. Caesar now up high. Jacobs could get under Bradley here, but Cloud's going to have a huge head of steam. Is he going to get underneath Jacobs? No, it's going to be King going underneath Cloud. Jacobs with a huge block on the 35. Cloud tried to block, nearly gets into the side of the 6. Caesar back into second. Bradley trying to work the outside on Smith here for third. Caesar now doesn't have help, but he's single file, so he could hunt down the 59. 2 to go in the gap, 400 this time by. Smith and Bradley, side by side. The hearts of the fans are racing. Caution! Caution's out! Smoke on the track. Smoke on the track. This is a legitimate incident. And Zachary Fitzwater will win the gap 400 I just forgot what word I was going to say. But Zachary Fitzwater Sr. is going to win the gap 400, preventing nothing else happens to him underneath the yellow. But I hope that doesn't happen. The crowd is roaring. Zachary Fitzwater has won. What number win is this? 313? Something like that, but definitely going to help the 59. Definitely going to help the 4. Definitely going to help the 81. Going to help the entire top 10 in points because they needed it. Looks like our highest points runner is going to be Terrio back in 12th. Terrio might be able to take the point lead back from Hanley, but boy, oh boy, what happened back in turn number 3? Go back. See when the yellow came out. Happened turn 3 on the lap of the restart. There's the yellow. Oh, his car's in the back once again. Oh man, it's Preston Emmons and Nick Perez, the 2 most hated drivers of this race so far. Slow it down. Looks like Robbie Webb way up high. He's going to throw an aggressive block on the 24. However, the 24 slid up into the 20 and came together. So basically, neither of them are at fault. But then Emmons bounces off Perez, loses control in front of the 26. And the 26 makes it through. Emmons is going to slide up. Is he going to save it? Does he keep that battered Camaro from getting more damage? He does. But it brought out the caution, and that's all that matters. Here, it's lap 50 of 50. The gap 400, going on for even more than an hour, is complete. I cannot thank you guys enough. At least 5 or 6 of you were here the entire stream, and I have not streamed for about like a week and a half now. I'm not going to for probably another like week and couple days. I'm probably not. I believe it was 10 days since I last streamed, and then it's going to be like another 10 until I do that again. Hey, Preston's in chat actually, but yeah, you didn't give any. But hey, I mean, arguably you kind of gave back to Fitzy because you nearly lost him the race, but you ended up giving it to him anyways and kind of keeping the rightful order like it was going to be. Hopefully the fans aren't going to burn your merchandise anytime soon, but coming off the turn 4, the crowd on their feet, a deafening roar here in the fields of Ontario, California, as the Dodge Dart of Zachary Fitzwater for his own team, Fitzwater Australia Racing, win 313 for an NR 2003 Community Legend. The 59 will go to victory lane once again, and the first in the NASCAR Excel Energy Cup Series. You saw the results on the screen. An official time of 1 hour for the race. Incredible. So I'm not going to leave too much time up on the results screen. There you go. There's the other page. James Busher finishes a lap down for some reason. Nick Perez got a lap back somehow. The more you know. Export these results. oh man, this replay is one for the ages. Be sure to stick around here in points for a minute. I gotta double check I exported. Yes, I did. Get you the legendary victory screen here. Fitzy is a winner. Did I put a race 111? Oh, man. Right. Back here, let me boot up score 4. All shall be good in the world. Throw some music up. The Speed World theme back for y'all. Alright then. Out of all this, here are your points standing. So Patrick Smith, I guess I didn't realize he was so close up at the front. He takes the point lead over TJ Hanley, now with a gap of 82 points. Smith looks to be the first to break the 2,000 point barrier next week, which I believe is Talladega. I'll check the schedule on that one. TJ Hanley will fall to second. Antoine Smith and Austin Terrio stay in place. Nick Bergwald gains to 5th, even with a poor run. Arlone up to 6th. Eves 7th. Webb down to 8th with a poor day. Logan Bradley up 11. Fitzy up 14. That's really good. Now he's only 387 off the leader, but remember, you get 300 points for a win, so serious stuff. Some big losers. Brandon Morris down 4. James Busher down 6. Down 6 as well. Ryan Priest down 4. Matthew down 5. Fisher. Delgado drops a spot in points because Caesar finishes 2nd. That is very, very rough for the Californian, who has just had tough luck all season long, even with a fairly competitive car the last couple races. Yes, if chat, you want to say your goodbyes, you can, but I'm definitely going to say mine, as this stream ran for, what? 70 minutes. Oh. That definitely took the breath out of me, but thank you all for watching. I definitely appreciate it. And then, one last thing. Here's your grand old server. The next race will be at Talladega, so most likely that's going to be after Christmas. So, we'll see you then on that note. But before that, we will have a Qualcomm race, I believe, at the Springfield Mile or something. See you next time.